The term market is derived from the Latin word marketus, which refers to a place where business is conducted. From the economic point of view, market is not considered as a particular place where the goods or services exchange. In the modern management, you will consider consumer as a god. So, you need to produce to increase your sales or to satisfy the customer needs. Hello everyone, I am Meghna from the Department of Commerce, lecturer in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the session 1 of Unit 1, subject Marketing Management. So today's session, we are going to learn meaning and definition of market and marketing, nature of marketing and objectives of marketing. Let's start with today's session, meaning of market and marketing. The term market is derived from the Latin word marketus, which refers to a place where business is conducted. The term market is derived from Latin word marketus, which refers to a place where business is conducted. An ordinary man has similar connotations which brings to his mind. That means for an ordinary man, market means a place where the business is conducted or buying and selling activity has taken place. It brings is to mind place where dealers, that is buyer and seller, personally meet and finalize the deal. The common use of this term may imply any one of the following. A particular place where a market is held. That means market means a particular place where the buying and selling activity taken place, or a meeting place of buyer and seller. There is no particular place, any place where the buyer and seller meet personally and finalize their deal. An organization which facilitate exchange of product. For an organization which facilitate exchange of product, goods or services with the value. So, for the organization which facilitates exchange of products. Finally, an act of buying and selling. Marketing, you can consider any one of this. Marketing means place where the buyer and seller meet, or the meeting place of buyer and seller, or for an organization which facilitate exchange their goods with values, or act of buying and selling. The process of buying and selling can be considered as market. So, you can consider any one of this following as market. So, market is referred from the economic point of view as well as the management point of view. According to the economic point of view, from the economic point of view, market is not any particular place or services or exchange. It refers to the demand for commodity. From the economic point of view, market is not considered as a particular place where the goods or services exchange. It considers demand for the product. In this context, the term market refers to a set of conditions and forces which determine the prices and facilitate the transfer of title from seller to buyer. From economic point of view, market is not a particular place. It is a demand for commodity that facilitate for pricing and facilitating of transfer of ownership from the manufacturer, that is a seller, to the consumer. From the economic point of view, it is considered as pricing and facilitating the transfer of title. That means the ownership from the seller to the receiver or the consumer. It is from the economic point of view. Marketing from the management point of view. From the management point of view, the term market does not mean either place or a commodity, but it refers to a social institution discharging the work of middleman, transport agency, warehousing, etc. It is viewed as total concept. Market is in total those who can benefit from the producer products or services and who can offer to buy it. According to the management point of view, marketing is not considered as a place or a commodity or demand for the commodity. According to the management, market is considered a social institution. It is a social institution which discharges the work of middleman, transport agency, warehouse, etc. So, it is viewed as a total concept. Market is the total of those who can benefit from the producer products. Market is a total concept which those who are benefited from the producer's product and those who can offer to buy it. That means the potential buyer who can offer the products for their use. It is considered as market. From the management point of view, they consider the wholesaler, transport agency and the warehouse, and the potential buyer who can offer to buy the product is considered as market. Marketing is a comprehensive term. It includes all the resources and set of activity needed to direct and facilitate the flow of goods and services from the producer to the final consumers. That means it is a comprehensive and it includes all the resources. It includes all the resources and set of activity. Marketing includes set of activity to direct. It includes set of activity in order to direct the flow of goods from the manufacturer to the final consumer. Marketing is the process or set of activity which includes to direct from the flow of goods from the manufacturer to the final consumer. It is a process and set of activity in order to direct the flow of goods from the manufacturer to the final consumers. It is marketing. Definition of market. According to R.D. Clark and P.E. Clark, marketing is an aggregate of product, the potential buyer of product or services. That means according to R.D. Clark and P.E. Clark, market is an aggregate of potential buyer for a particular product or services. Market is considered as a potential buyer who can offer to purchase or to take a particular product or services, who can offer for a particular product or services. It is considered only the potential customers. Next, marketing. You have two approaches. The marketing is under traditional approach and the modern or consumer oriented approach. You have two approaches in marketing. First one, traditional approach. According to American Marketing Association, marketing is the performance of business activity. Marketing is the performance of business activity that directs the flow of goods and services from the producer to the consumers. According to American Marketing Association says that marketing is a business activity. It is a business activity which involves, it is a set of activity that directs the flow of goods from the manufacturer to the consumers. It directs the flow of goods from the producer to the final consumer. The traditional method say flow of goods from the manufacturer to the final consumers. But traditional or modern consumer oriented approach say, under this approach, the emphasis is on the satisfaction of the demand for customers. But modern marketing management is emphasis are important for customer satisfaction. Nowadays, the customer is treated as a god. So, here emphasis is given for satisfaction of demand for a customers. That means they give importance what the customer is needed, and satisfying the demand of customer is considered as to be center point of the marketing. That means in modern marketing, they consider only the customer satisfaction is a main factor. So it is considered as customer satisfying the demand of customer is considered as to be center point for marketing. According to Philip Kotler, marketing is a social and managerial process. It involves both the social as well as the managerial process by which individuals and group obtains their need and wants through creating, offering and exchanging products of value with the others. That means here an individual or group of people and their needs and wants is creating and offering and exchange the products of value with others. That means in marketing they give importance for customers' needs and wants of an individual or group and they exchange with the valued goods with some other benefit. That may be in the form of cash. It is an exchange of product value with others. Exchange of product value with others. It is definition of marketing as well as market. Next, objectives of marketing. Objectives of marketing is to consider and respect the wants and customer needs. Consider and respect the wants, customer needs and wants. That means in order to here in modern marketing, they give importance for customers and customers' needs and wants. They are given importance as well as they respect the customer needs. What they are needed, it should be taken as important factors and they produce accordingly. Next, to monitor the changes happening in consumers' needs and market, adjusting production capabilities according to the customer's requirement. Marketing management helps to monitor the changes, happening in the customer need as well as in the market, because monitoring the changes is an important factor in marketing or in production process, because the consumer needs and wants is not same for a longer period. It will be changed from time to time. So you need to monitor from time to time what are the changes that they are needed and what are the changes that have made in the market. You need to monitor the changes and adjust the production capability. When you monitor the changes, you need to adopt the changes and adjust your production capability according to the customer needs and wants. Next, to offer optimum solution by studying the problems relating to market. That means you need to study what all are the problems that you have faced in the market and you need to give a solution, optimum solution for that problem. How the problem can be overcome, how you can face that problem, you should give an optimum solution for that problem. So it helps, marketing helps in giving a solution for the marketing problems. Next, to improve the standard of living of customers in the society by offering values. That means when the product is produced according to the needs and wants of customers, it have a more effective, so that you are producing more efficient product and supplying more efficient product to the customers. Automatically, it increases the standard of living. When the customer is satisfied with your product, the value for your product will increase, so that it helps in increasing the standard of living. So, you are offering more valued goods for the customers. So, it helps in standard of living of the customer in society by offering the values, because you consider the needs and wants of the customers. So, it adds the value for your goods. Next, to study the opportunities and threats that may arise from the market. That means marketing helps to know what all are the opportunities that you have in future, or at present what all are the opportunities that you have and what all are the problems that may arise in futures. For example, the competitor, how much the competitors you have and how efficient their product is and how your product can be improved. All this decision can be made, and you can know the opportunities that are available. That means you can improve your product or you can expand your products. So all this information should be taken from marketing. It helps to know the opportunities and threats that may arise for your product or your business in future. Next, to create new customers and develop a new market. Marketing helps in creating a new customer for your product, as well as it helps in creating new market for your product. When you start producing according to the needs and wants of customers, it increases the value for your product. So, customer will prefer to buy your product. So, it creates new customer for your product and develop a new market. And when the customer is increased, the demand for your product is also increased, and so you can produce more and the cost of product will be reduced and you can earn more profit. In the same way, when the customer is more, you can expand your business and you can move on to the other product lines. So it helps in creating new customer as well as a new market for your product. You can expand your business or the product will reach all over the market. So it helps in expanding your product. Next, to maintain regular supply of product. That means when your product have a value, means the demand for your product will always remain same or it may increase. So it helps in regular supply of your goods to the market. So customer is prefer to buy your product so that the demand for your product will remain same or it may increase, but it will not reduce, because you are adopting changes according to the needs. You are monitoring the changes that are made in the customer needs as well as in the market. So you are adopting in the production process and you will improve your production so that the demand for your product will remain same or it may increase, but it will not reduce. So it helps in maintaining the regular supply of your product. Next, to provide guiding policy relating to marketing procedures and their implementation. When you collect the information about the marketing and it acts as a guide in the marketing policies. That means it provides a guiding policy relating to marketing procedures. It gives information about the market. It helps in guiding policy relating to, it helps in marketing procedures and their implementation. You know the information about the market and it helps in taking decision and implementing those factors in your business. So it provides a guiding policy relating to marketing procedures and their implementation. Next, to provide time, place and possession utility for goods. When your product is satisfying the customer, means it automatically creates time utility. That means time utility, possession utility as well as the place utility. That means when your product is satisfying the customer, means customer will automatically start purchasing your product and the demand for your product will increase, so that the possession, the customer will prefer to buy your product, so that it creates possession utility. The customer is preferred to buy your product, means it creates possession utility as well as it creates market for your product. Customer is needed for your product, means your product will reach all over the customers in market. So it widens your market. So it creates place utility for your product. When you start producing accordingly to the customer needs, it creates automatically time, place and possession utility for your goods, so that the value for your goods will increase. Automatically the demand is also increased and it creates time, place and possession utility. This is about the objectives of marketing. Next, nature of marketing. It is a human activity. The product is producing to satisfy the customer needs and wants. The main objective of marketing is to satisfy the customer needs. So, you need to work or you need to produce the goods in order to satisfy the customers. So that it is a human activity. Satisfying the customer need is a human activity. So, you need to work or you need to produce goods according to the customer needs. And the rest of the objective is next. First is customer satisfaction. So, it is a human activity. Satisfying the human is first objective. So, it is a human activity. Next, it is a consumer oriented. In the modern management, you will consider consumer as a god. So, you need to produce to increase your sales or to satisfy the customer needs. Customer satisfaction is more important in modern marketing management, so that your product should be consumer oriented. How the consumer needs, you should produce accordingly. So, it is consumer oriented. It is an art as well as science. The research, the collection of information from the customers or collecting feedback from the customers and developing new ideas, come up with the innovative products, process of distributing the product from the producer to final consumer. It involves both the art as well as the science. You need to collect the information from the customer in such a way, you will collect the full information or detailed information from the customers and the needs and wants of the customers, and you will come up with you will analyze the information. Then you think what the improvements can be made and what all are the innovative ideas that can be implemented in your product. All this process include art as well as science. It creates utility. It creates utility. As I told you in the earlier, when the customer is satisfied with your product, it automatically creates time utility, possession utility and place utility for your product. So that it creates place for your products. That means it creates market for your products. It creates possession utility. That means it is a useful for customer, means customer will prefer to buy your product. It creates time utility and place utility for your product. Next, it is a guiding element for the business. It's a guiding element for the business, means marketing collect the information as an input from the customers and it give a output for the business as what all are the changes should be made and what should be produced, how much should be produced and how much it should be supplied to the customers, what all are the needs in the market, what is the demand for your product. All this information should be collected and it guide the business, what to do, how to do and how to produce. All this should be guide to the business. It acts as a guiding element for the business. Next, it is a system. Marketing is interdependent system. So, marketing, collecting information from the customers, it depends on all the activity includes in the market. That means when you collect the information, then you analyze the information that what all are the changes that can be made should be decided and the production process should adopt the changes and they can produce, and the advertisement, what all are the changes or what all are the innovative ideas that can be implemented in your advertising process or in the channel of distribution. All the activity involved in the business is interdependent, so that it is interdependent system. Next, it delivers standard of living. When the customer is satisfying with your products, that means you are producing qualitative goods at a reasonable price, then it automatically increase value for your products, so that the standard of living for the customer will also increase. So, customer satisfaction is a main factor. When the customer is satisfied, means the standard of living of customer is also increased. Next, it is a goal oriented. It's a goal oriented. That means Your goal is to satisfy the customer needs. You will work hard to satisfy the customer needs. You will make changes, develop in the production process, or you take necessary steps in order to achieve your goal. First goal is to satisfying the customer needs, and another one goal is profit maximization. When the customer is satisfied, automatically your profit can be increased. How means? When the customer is satisfied means the demand for your product will also increase. When the demand is increased, you can produce mass production. When your mass production is made, the cost of product will reduce and you can earn more profit. When the cost is reduced means the profit is also increased. So, when your product have a value, the advertisement is not needed, or it needed less amount of advertising is needed. So, the cost of advertising or cost of publicity can be reduced, so that the cost is reduced and profit will also increase, so that your goal can be achieved. Both the customer satisfaction and the profit maximization can achieve. Last is, it is a process. Last nature is, it is a process. Marketing is a continuous process. Once you made a research or collect the information, is it sufficient or is it enough? No. You need to monitor the changes in the customer as well as in the market. So, you need to adopt the changes accordingly or time by time. So, it is a continuous process of monitoring the changes. You need to collect the information, you need to collect the feedback. Once you deliver the goods, you need to collect feedback. Is it satisfying the customer or not? Or what all are the defect your product have? And what changes the customer is needed? So, what all are the changes for customers as well as the market? You should monitor from time to time. So, it is a continuous process. This all about the nature of marketing. In today's session, we learn about the meaning and definition of market and marketing, then nature of marketing as well as the objective of marketing. In the next session, we just move on to the approaches, functions of marketing as well as the concepts of marketing. So, this is all about today's session. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.